So are you looking for a dominant cannabis fragrance? Let's find out if Fragrance du Bois Cannabis Intense actually lives up to its name. So stay tuned. Hey, what's going on guys? Hunter here and welcome back to my channel. If you're a return subscriber, glad to have you here. And if you are new, what I do is I make fragrance related content. So if you like fragrances, please just hit that subscribe button down below. Be sure to hit that notification bell and also be sure to follow my fragrance Instagram page. But as you guys can all tell by the intro, that is correct. We're going to be doing a review of Cannabis Intense by Fragrance du Bois. Now, before we hop into this review, I do want to shout out Fragrance du Bois for sending this fragrance out for review. I'll leave their website down below where you'll be able to purchase this fragrance and their whole entire collection on their website. So definitely check them out. But yeah, today we're gonna be reviewing Cannabis Intense. Now, I do own both cannabis fragrances by Fragrance du Bois, which is Cannabis Blue is the other one. I'll be reviewing that one very, very soon. And let me tell you guys, these two fragrances are completely different. But let's go over some information about this fragrance. Now, this fragrance was launched in 2020, so it is fairly new. I believe it is one of their newer launches in their line. Now, the perfumer behind this is, I'm gonna pronounce this wrong, it's Shadai Samra. I never heard of this perfumer before, so I'm not sure what fragrances they actually have in their resume. I'm kind of curious after checking this fragrance out because this is done very, very well. So yeah, and the retail price for this fragrance, now it's only launched in this 100 ml bottle that I have here, and it retails for $295. So it is pretty pricey when it comes to that. It is, I believe, a little bit cheaper than some of their fragrances in their line. So if you're looking for a cannabis fragrance, we'll get to that if it's worth the price tag of $295 here in a moment. Now, also the concentration of this. Now, it does say parfum on the front, as you can see on the label, but on the bottom, it actually does say eau de parfum. So I'm assuming it's probably like an in-between a parfum and an eau de parfum. It is very highly concentrated because it actually gives you a warning saying do not spray directly onto fabric. And this is actually the lighter of all the fragrances that I own by them as far as the color of the juice goes. So yeah, now let's go ahead and go over the packaging and presentation of Fragrance du Bois Cannabis Intense. Now, if you guys caught my review of Fragrance du Bois New York Intense, you'll know this is where they shine, is in the packaging and presentation. It's some of the best presentation I've ever seen in a fragrance company. But let's go ahead and look at the box. As you can see, it comes in this nice textured box with the Fragrance du Bois logos embedded all the way around it. It is textured, like I said. And then on the front, it does say Pure Oud, Pure Luxury. Now, this is obviously, you can tell, a very, very luxurious company. But also what I love about Fragrance du Bois is they have their own in-house oud farm where it's all 100% natural oud that they source pretty much in their backyard, so to say. But I think that is phenomenal. And they also source it out to like other niche companies and stuff like that. Nothing on the top or side, same thing on the bottom there. And then on the back, you just have some of your information and your barcode and your batch code down below to authenticate your product and see when your product was produced. Now, here is when it comes. Let's see. Very, very beautiful. Once you open this up, it kind of slides out like a door, as you can see. And you have this beautiful velvet box. Fully velvet all the way around. You have the Fragrance du Bois logo right there in gold. And then it opens up. Look at this. Beautiful red. And the silk pouch where your fragrance will actually settle and lie in there. And you also get a Fragrance du Bois card, probably to authenticate your product and some information about the house. Now, what I think is very cool about the presentation with these is once you get your fragrance and take it out, you can actually use this as like a jewelry box. Put your watches in there, bracelets, necklaces, rings, things like that, which I think is phenomenal. So it is a very versatile box, which is great. Just put that to the side. And let's take a look at this bottle now. Ooh, this bottle is a work of art in and of itself. So on top of the cap, you of course have the Fragrance du Bois logo right there. You have these beautiful Swarovski crystals in black all the way around the cap. And this cap is very, very heavy, kind of like a Roja Parfums cap or even a Parfum de Marly cap. Very hefty cap there in gold. And then also you of course have your atomizer, nothing on top of it. And then you have this plaque in the front, black and gold. Obviously it says the Cannabis Intense. On the back, it does say an original perfume by Fragrance du Bois. Now, this can vary. I believe this is their newer ones. They changed it recently. Their older ones, which I do have a bottle as well, it kind of like in more bold letters. And yeah, but that is the newer ones. And then on the bottom, just some information as well. And that warning. But as far as the packaging and presentation go, guys, I have to give this a perfect 10 out of 10. Phenomenal packaging and presentation, the best I've actually seen out of all the bottles I own, just top notch, pure luxury as they stand behind. But yeah, 10 out of 10 for packaging and presentation. Let's talk about the smell now. So in the top notes, you're gonna get cardamom, pink pepper, orange. Middle notes, you're gonna get cannabis, nutmeg, saffron. And in the base notes, you're gonna get woody notes, cedarwood, agarwood, which is oud, and musk. So that's a pretty nice note breakdown if I say so myself. So let's go ahead and spray this one and remind me on how it opens here. Beautiful atomizer, best in the business with that. It is pressurized, so you can spray how much you want. If you want to spray a little bit, you can, or you can do a full blast of it. Now, let's go ahead and smell this. I already pick it up in the air. Oh, man. Outstanding fragrance. So, in the top, it is very spicy to me with the cardamom and the pink pepper. Yeah, very peppery, very spicy. And it's so well-rounded, so smooth. Yeah, you can tell Master Perfumer put this one together, guys. Very nice. So yeah, in the opening, you always get that cardamom and the pink pepper. I'm not really picking up on the orange. It might be in there, but it's mostly very spicy. Very green too because of that cannabis. Now, we'll talk about the cannabis. Now, you know it says Cannabis Intense. Now, it is a very intense fragrance as far as how it smells, how it comes across. It is very in-your-face intense, but the cannabis to me is not the main player in this fragrance. Yeah, it's more of like a backbone cannabis in here. It's not front and center. It does not smell like weed or someone smoking weed or anything like that. It's more of like the green, probably the cannabis leaf, I would imagine. Yeah, but it is there. Now, what also you're gonna get in here, it's very woody. Obviously, you have woody notes, cedarwood, agarwood. Now, the oud is noticeable in this fragrance, but it's not very like your very barnyardy, animalic kind of oud. So, if you're usually not a fan of oud, definitely still check this one out. You will probably still like it, even though the oud is there. It's more of like a smooth, well-rounded oud, well put together. You also get that saffron, but the saffron, let me see. I don't remember smelling it that much while wearing it. Now I'm mentioning the saffron, I do kind of pick it up. Very subtle though, very, very subtle. It's not like back at Rouge where saffron is like the dominant note in there. It's more in the background of this fragrance. Like a supportive player in the fragrance just to make it more rounded together. Yeah, but to describe this and try to make it come across to you guys on how it smells, how it actually smells to me, it actually reminds me of Tom Ford's Oud Wood. Now, if you like Oud Wood, you'll love this fragrance. It's more of, to explain it, it's more of like herbaceous, more of a green herbaceous Oud Wood. Oud Wood's a little bit more creamy. I believe it has like tonka bean. It is sharing, I believe, cardamom, pink pepper, and then obviously oud out of these two fragrances. But this one is more green, more herbal, and more smoky. It is kind of smoky and just more peppery version of Oud Wood. And I'm a huge fan of Oud Wood, and I don't even own a bottle, unfortunately. I'm gonna get one soon. Just for some reason, I haven't really went out to pick one out. But with having this one now, I almost don't even really need Oud Wood. I think I prefer this over Oud Wood. It's more intense, just well put together. it smells very, very expensive. But yeah, I think I do prefer Cannabis Intense over Oud Wood by Tom Ford. Similar scent profile. It does go a little bit different, obviously, with the cannabis and being more green. But for that reason, guys, I'm gonna actually have to give this smell, just because it's so well blended together. Also, as far as seasons go with this one, since it's very woody, very spicy, very herbal with the cannabis, I would say this will work best in the fall and winter, more of the colder months. This can have like a warming factor to it as well, kind of uplifting. And then obviously you have that nice white musk in the dry downs too, which is done great, absolutely great. Yeah, but for that reason, I'm gonna actually give this smell a 9 out of 10. I love this fragrance, and I cannot wait to wear it once it starts cooling down here where I'm from. It's gonna definitely be a staple in my collection. Let's move over to performance now. All right, so for the performance of Cannabis Intense. Now, honestly, it's not like a beast mode performer. I think Fragrance du Bois does get that quite a bit. That they're not beast mode. They do project fairly good. The longevity is amazing on these though, I will say that. But as far as projection goes, you usually get like, it does project very well for about 3 hours or so. Then it starts settling down on your skin, where you have to get a little bit closer to the person to kind of pick it up. But it does last a very long time. With this fragrance, I'm getting 8+ hours easily. With all the Fragrance du Bois, the longevity is phenomenal. But out of all three, it's not the best projector. To be honest with you, I am gonna review Cannabis Blue. Cannabis Blue does have a little bit better performance than Cannabis Intense, just because of the notes. This one isn't that sharp. It's really well rounded. Obviously, all the natural ingredients also plays a factor in this fragrance. Usually synthetics and stuff help with performance. But if you want a beautiful, well-rounded, masculine, I would say this one is a little bit more masculine out of the ones I've tried. If you're looking for that kind of thing, a fragrance that's sophisticated, smells luxurious, you can wear it like on an evening out, you can wear it dressed up. Actually, I would probably say this one's more for a formal occasions, to be honest with you. Just because it's so luxurious. Yeah, stick to more formal occasions. Obviously, you can wear it whenever you want, but for performance, I'm gonna give this one a 8.5 out of 10. I think that's a fair rating for the performance, just because the longevity definitely helps it out a lot with the 8+ hours. But that's gonna be the performance. Now, overall, it's obviously not a very versatile fragrance. It's not a, more, like I said, a formal fragrance, not very casual. Yeah, mostly rock it in the fall and winter time, I would say, because the spiciness, the cannabis, the woodiness, it definitely suits that more. But for overall rating, since the packaging and presentation got a 10, smell got a 9, performance got an 8.5. For the overall rating for Cannabis Blue or Cannabis Intense, I'm gonna give this a 9 out of 10. I do love this one. I don't know if it's my favorite out of the 3 that I have, but very, very good, and so happy to have this in my collection, guys. But yeah, that's gonna be my review of Cannabis Intense. Let me know down below if you've tried either of the cannabis fragrances from Fragrance du Bois, which one you prefer, or any of your comments about this one in particular. Definitely curious to know. But that's gonna wrap it up. Give it a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch all you guys in the next fragrance video. Take care, everybody.